Relocating to a new state is hard, really hard. Done it several times. I can speak from experience, so stick around and I'll tell you how I've learned from my mistakes. Hi all, MaryChris Williams here from eXp Realty and the MCW Home Group. Thanks for tuning back in to my Living in Columbus channel, where we're going to teach you about all things relocating to the Ohio area. So, relocating to a new state, a new place is hard. I have done it so many times, I've lost track. My husband and I have relocated. I mean, we've been in Chicago, we've been in Salt Lake City, Utah, Indiana, Ohio, back and forth several times, Louisville, Kentucky, you name it, we've been there. We've had some good moves. We've had some not so great moves, and we had some really stressful, really bad moves. So what I've done, we've kind of brainstormed a little, and we put together 7 tips that are gonna make your relocation smooth. Number 1, you need a parts box. You're probably like, parts box? What do you mean parts box? Well, this is how you're doing it. Is you're gonna get 1 box and you're just gonna put it over in your living room as you're packing and start packing for your move. And you're just gonna label it parts box. It is going to be the last box that you load onto your moving truck, and it's also going to be the first box that you get off your moving truck when you get to your new location. And what are you gonna put in this box? You're gonna put the parts to all your stuff. So when you disassemble a TV mount, you're gonna put that in there. When you disassemble your bed, you're gonna put all the screws in there. When you disassemble a bookcase, when you disassemble any furniture, even maybe some light bulbs or lamps, you are going to put all that in the parts box. You also want to include a hammer, a screwdriver, Allen wrench, scissors is a good thing too to include. And what you're going to do is that's going to help you put together everything you need when you first get to your new house, because I'm going to tell you the first thing you're going to want to put up is going to be your bed. And you don't want to be searching millions of boxes for the parts to your bed that are those tiny pieces. The other thing that you want to put in your parts box are going to be paper plates, paper cups, napkins, paper towels, and toilet paper. You cannot forget your toilet paper. But I guarantee you the first night that you stay in your new house, you are probably going to be ordering pizza. And you need some plates, you need lots of napkins, and I'm sure you need some cups. So that parts box is going to be a lifesaver for you. We've learned which is the most important thing in your move. Okay. Number 2 is plan. And even when you think you're done planning, plan some more. Sometimes, with this relocation, it's gonna be so fast that you don't have a lot of time to plan. Other times, you're going to be expecting it, so you will be able to plan. One thing that I want to talk about, if you are planning on moving in the summer, it's very important to get your moving trucks scheduled. Moving is the busiest time. I actually worked prior to real estate for a moving and relo company, and it's our busiest time of the season, so it's really hard to get on their schedule. As well as that, sometimes it's more expensive to move in the summer because they charge more. And then the third thing is sometimes during the summer it's going to take them longer to get to the destination. So you want to be sure that you plan out and have that communication with your moving company. The second part of planning is you also have to plan for when you get to your destination. And what I mean by that is think about in the first week that you are there, when you're unpacking boxes, what else are you gonna need to plan for? And that really depends on what your move looks like. So do you have kids? Are you moving with kids? Do you have animals? Are you gonna need to find a kennel? Are you gonna need to find a vet to get your dog vet checked to go to this new kennel? Do you want to find, if it's during the summer, maybe some summer camps to put your kids in while you're unpacking? And all of those need to be planned. You need to kind of think through the first week, what are the things you want to accomplish, what it is that's gonna make it easier for you, and plan for those. The third tip is what I call the Post-it note tip. It does take a little time, but I promise you, it is gonna help you in the long run. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna start this at the house you're packing up. And you're gonna get Post-it notes, you're gonna get packing tape, and you're going to get a permanent marker. And you are gonna think about all the boxes you have packed, all the furniture, what rooms this is gonna go into of the house that you are purchasing, to the house that you are moving. So your great room, on your furniture, they're usually saran wrapped. You're probably gonna protect them and put that packing saran wrap kind of around it. You are gonna write, great room on the boxes. In your bedrooms, maybe you're gonna put bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2, bedroom number 3, however you want it. You are going to label everything. You're either gonna stick a Post-it note on it if it's furniture. If it's a box, you're gonna write really big and permanent marker right on the box. And that is how all your stuff is going to be loaded. Then you get to your destination, you get to your new home, you go around with Post-it notes on each door. You are gonna write the corresponding name. So if you labeled bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2, guest bedroom, you're gonna put that Post-it note on guest bedroom, bedroom 1, bedroom 2. And I'm telling you, it may seem like common sense, but it's not. It really helps because you gotta think about it. The people who are packing your stuff up into the truck and loading it, they're not gonna be the same crew that's at your destination unloading your stuff into your new home. So you want to come in and be able to tell the people, show them where the Post-it notes, where the rooms are, what you're calling them, what boxes go in that room, and what furniture goes in that room. Okay, tip number 4, when you are researching which type, how to move, moving trucks, moving services, there's a lot of different services that you can get out there now, and we've used several of them. We've gone with corporate relos. My husband works for Anheuser-Busch, so we have gotten some corporate relos, in which is a full service moving company, like United Van Lines, North American Van Lines, in which they come in, they move for you, they put everything on a semi, they take it to your destination, and they unload it. We've done that. The other things that you've probably seen around, and what I found were very, very convenient, we've also done this, is you've seen pods around. We've used pack rats. It's another form of pods. And basically what it is, they drop off if you want to do it on your own time, don't want to do it in 1 day or 2 days. They'll drop them off at your house that you're packing up. They'll put them in your driveways. They're those big metal things, and you just kind of load them at your leisure. You call them, they pick them up with a semi, and then they drop them off at your destination. Or the really nice thing about them is they also have storage facilities. So if you are moving out of a house and maybe you're not closing on your new house for 3 weeks, or you're in temporary living till you get access to your new house, they can store it in their air-controlled storage facilities. They don't have to move it again. It stays in the pod, which, let me tell you from experience, the less hands that can touch your goods, the better of a move you're gonna have, because less things are gonna be broken. So the pods, as soon as you put them in the pods, they stay in there in the trip, stay through storage, and stay till they're delivered at your home with nobody touching anything. And it's kind of nice because we've had moves where we've had to store stuff because we were in temporary living, and they just loaded it on a semi. So you had the people touching it, going on the semi, then it went to storage. So then they physically touched everything to go in the storage facility. Then when we were ready to move, they physically touched everything again to reload it, then load it off of the van into our house. And we had an unbelievable amount of things that were broken and furniture that was ruined. So really think about it when you're planning your move. What can you do to get the least amount of touches on your goods, and you'll be happier in the long run. All right, tip number 5. Again, it has to do with the moving trucks. So this is really a really important part when you're wanting a smooth move, is how your household goods are addressed. So when we were in Chicago, we didn't realize that our moving truck was gonna have a hard time getting access to our loft that we were living in, because we were coming from the suburbs, we were moving into a city, didn't understand, the truck, how it had to turn radius to make the corners into our building. So they had to get a smaller truck to get it out of the city, load that smaller truck, and then load our stuff up into our condo. So you want to be sure your new destination of where you're going, can the truck get the access that they need to either, the driveway, to the garage, to the front door? Do you have to get any permits that the truck can they can leave the trailer in front of your house and so we can stay there overnight? Is there anything planning that you need to prepare for when it comes to how the moving truck can get access to your house? The other thing to think about if you're doing on a really big semi is ask the moving truck, are your goods gonna fill up the whole semi? Because sometimes you'll have to read in the fine print. If your goods do not fill up the whole semi, they have it written in the contract that they need to go to another stop, get someone else's goods to complete and fill up the whole semi before they'll deliver it to you. So what does that mean to you? You have a long wait time. It's not just going from your house, your existing house, or your old house rather, to your new house. Is going to someone else's house, getting loaded, going to their destination, getting unloaded, then coming back to yours. So you really have to understand the fine print and what it means if you can't fill a whole semi with all of your household goods. All right, and number 7. This is a big one. You kind of are gonna do this before you start even packing. So maybe I should have made this number 1, but have a yard sale before you pack anything up. Oh my gosh, we've moved so many times with boxes still packed and labeled, and we've never opened them, and we've paid for that every single time we move, because a lot of movers, they'll take your trailer and it will be based on how much it's gonna cost you based on per pound. So get rid of a lot of your stuff. You don't wanna pay for moving stuff you don't need. It's gonna make you unpacking so much easier and so less stressful. And you also wanna think of some of those heavy items. Is it gonna be less expensive to buy them at the new location than to move them? Think of like gun safes. Think of maybe a pool table. That's very expensive to disassemble, especially if it's a slate pool table. We've had that before. And there's lots of insurance that goes with it because they need to be sure that it doesn't break. And it would have been less expensive for us to just maybe sell the pool table on Facebook Market and then get a new one at our new location. So think about also those really heavy items. How much is it gonna cost to move? Do you really need those heavy items? And then are you better to buy them new at your new location? So if you are relocating and you're thinking Ohio is where you're gonna wanna go ahead and watch this video of my 7 things that you're not gonna like about living in Columbus, Ohio, to see if it's gonna be the right place for you. So thank you guys again. If you enjoyed this and you want to learn all about relocating to Columbus, Ohio, please be sure to subscribe to my channel so you'll get the updates weekly. Bye guys.